Welcome to our presentation on making sense of sensory processing. My name's Holly Sprakehill. I'm one of the children's occupational therapists with the ISCAN team. This presentation has also been made in collaboration with the speech and language therapists. Our contact details are at the end of the presentation and are in the comments below. So this module looks at a basic knowledge about the sensory systems. The other modules will look at an introduction to sensory processing and sensory processing differences, an awareness of sensory strategies that could be used at home and or at school, and how to support activities of daily living where your child or young person has sensory differences. So we're going to look at the magnificent 8 senses. Most people know about the 5 or 6 senses, but the magnificent 8 are vision, so your eyes, hearing, touch, taste, smell, and maybe some you've not heard of before. Body awareness, which is sometimes called proprioception, movement and balance, which is sometimes called vestibular, and an awareness of what's going on inside our body, which is sometimes called interoception. Vision is the information we receive from the world through our eyes. Vision plays a large role in us making smooth and accurate body movements. For example, us looking at an object, choosing to go and pick it up, and then manipulating or making an action with that object. There are muscles and nerves that control the eyes and control how effective our vision is. Ideally, both eyes work together. Vision also plays an important role in helping to keep us safe. We look for risks and we look for things that we want to do, and it can help us work, play, and learn to look after our bodies. Sometimes other professionals might treat vision through prescribing glasses, exercises, or other therapies. Some people will have a very sensitive sense of vision, so they might find things like bright lights uncomfortable, whereas other people might seek out things visually that please them. So some people might go towards bright lights or look for sparkly things, whereas others might avoid those or find them distressing. Hearing is one of the most important senses to help with language and verbal communication, and it's the sensation of noise that we receive through our ears. And hearing changes as you get older. They don't just mean having to ask again because we've missed something in a conversation. Actually, younger people can hear different frequencies to older people. Some people find loud and unexpected noise difficult to cope with. Some people like to make sounds and noises because they find it comforting. Some people have to have their hearing aided by using implants or special hearing aids. Some people find it's a very sensitive sensation, whereas other people will seek out noise. Touch, or the tactile system, is one of the largest sensory systems in the body. There are millions of little receptors, little nerve cells in your skin and in your mouth that carry information from the skin all the way up the spinal cord and into your brain. So that's information about things touching you or moving the tiny hairs on your body. And children often have a very sensitive sense of touch. So babies have a better sense of touch in their mouth, which is why they often bring objects to their mouth to explore them. Some children will be super sensitive to textures of clothes, so they might find labels in clothing really, really upsetting. That sense of touch is very important in keeping us safe. So it helps us determine whether something is hot or sharp or very cold and we have to move away from it. And it also has something called a discriminative function. So that's where we can determine what an object is without looking at it. So you can put your hand in your pocket and you know the difference between, say, a packet of tissues and your car keys. The sense of taste is particularly interesting because it comes not only from your mouth and your taste buds, but also your sense of smell is involved as well. A sense of taste helps us determine what food is safe to eat. And a sensitivity to taste depends on lots of different factors, including your culture. So, for example, if you've grown up eating a lot of spicy food, spice might not bother you. Whereas for some people, Spice is an almost painful sensation. Lots of people with very sensitive senses will find eating new or unusual things difficult. But then there might be some other people that actively seek out new and unusual tastes. Our sense of taste is very particular to who we are. Our sense of smell and how we react to smell is a very individual thing. There are nerve cells in our nose, and these pick up chemicals that are interpreted as smells. And smell and taste are very strongly linked. If you lose your sense of smell, you'll really struggle to taste different things. Smells can also help us avoid danger, as we associate certain smells with things that we need to avoid or things that we need to seek out more information for. So that might be smoke, or it might be that we're looking for something to eat and something that's cooking smells really good. Smells can also trigger memories and emotions, and people often say that they have some of the strongest memories to do with certain smells from their childhood. Our movement and balance sense is called our vestibular system. There are receptors in your inner ear. This is the part of your ear that you can't see, but inside a tiny seashell-shaped organ there are hairs and fluid, and those hairs move in response to the way you hold your head. So they can tell us which direction we're moving in, how fast we're going, and which way up we are. It also provides a sense of gravity and movement and helps us maintain our balance. If you've ever been on a roundabout or if you've ever been dizzy before, this is all to do with your vestibular system. Some people have a very sensitive vestibular system, and this means that they can become car sick very easily or feel that they're going to fall over just because they've moved their head. And other people find that they have a slightly undersensitive vestibular system. So these might be people that love to spin and love to go on roundabouts and never seem to get dizzy. Our body awareness sense is sometimes called our sense of proprioception. There are receptor nerves inside lots of your muscles and joints all over your body, and they're stimulated through muscle and joint movements such as pulling, pushing, and lifting heavy objects. It helps tell us about our body position and where it is in the space around us. It also helps us adjust our body for smooth movements. So if you think about how you might go to pick up a glass of water, it'll help with your other senses to tell you how much pressure you need to put through your hand to pick up the glass and how much pressure you need to exert so that you don't spill the water everywhere. Our internal body sense is a sense of interoception. And interoception is what's going on inside your body and your ability to understand what those sensations mean. So that might be feeling hot, cold, tired, or hungry. It could be that you're in pain. It could be that you're happy or anxious, but that you're struggling to understand what those sensations inside your body are. Sometimes people struggle to know when they need to use the toilet or when they're thirsty or when they need to eat something. And some people can find it difficult to understand and act upon these sensations. There can also be people who are very, very sensitive to these sensations and feel that these tiny sensations are quite painful and very intense for them. The senses work together with the brain to make an action. So the brain takes all the information it can from the senses and then decides what to do with it. The senses, brain and body work together as a team to create a movement or action. But if there's a sensitivity to a particular sensation, the person might respond in an unpredictable or an unusual way. Check out the next part of our presentation to find out more about how the brain interprets the senses.